I shut off my PC and the whole room went black. It was midnight and one of the last days of my school break. I sat in silence in the dark, staring at my monitor. I was close to crying, trying to understand how this happened to me. Oh, that was overly dramatic. I was a video game addict for 2 years straight. In 2020, right before COVID started, my parents got me a PC with Minecraft on it for my birthday. And that was the start. After COVID happened, online school became a thing. And during classes, I would sometimes join into the Zoom meetings and just be playing Hypixel on one side of the screen, and I would sometimes, periodically unmute to answer a question and then just go back to playing. By the end of the year, it got even worse. I started caring even less than I did before. The French Zoom meetings, I didn't join a single one of them for the last 2 months. For my English class, the last 3 books we read, I took all 3 tests only using SparkNotes. I didn't read any of them. Basically, I played around 8 hours a day, sometimes with my friends, sometimes alone. And that was all of 7th grade. And I actually remember this. Right before 8th grade started, the summer after 7th grade, my friends and I were playing through Terraria for the first time. Looking at the schedule, we weren't gonna beat it in time for school to start. And we were really upset about that. But then suddenly, on the first day that we were supposed to go back, the school actually flooded, and we got an extra 2 days. From that time, we basically beat Terraria, and to do that, we had to play 6 hours a day. And then 8th grade started, and my video game playtime went from up here to basically 0 in 1 day. So what the hell happened in that 1 day? Well, remember how I was playing games all of 7th grade? Well, that meant that my GPA was kinda ass. I had B's, even had some C's. And in 8th grade, we had the option to try and apply to the most prestigious school in our county, which is a part of our state. Now, I didn't really want to go there. All I really wanted was to play video games. And since I was that lazy of a mother trucker, my parents signed me up to a prep course, to which I did not want to go in the slightest. And guess what? My little video gaming ass got all A's every marking period for the whole of 8th grade. And guess what? I got into the 15% acceptance rate school, and I still have all A's there. I still go there. So how did this 13-year-old that literally played video games for a living, except didn't make a living, how did he manage to do all of this? What changed? So everything started from the day that I entered 8th grade. I think from this point, I realized that shit had just got real. How hard I tried would basically, for the first time, directly determine my future. It was all up to me now. There was no one else that could force me or make me do the work. And that's the whole point. I finally had something worthwhile to do. And for the first time in a long time, I had a concrete goal. So some of you might relate to this. When I had this goal, sitting down and playing video games just naturally felt stupid. Just sitting there playing, your brain would mechanically just bully you. And that's definitely your conscience speaking. Because as you're sitting there, you could be working towards this goal, but you're not. You're purposely wasting time. If you don't have this goal, then your conscience has nothing to fight for, because, well, why would you do anything else than play video games, right? Once the year started, my belief, at least one of them, changed, because I understood that what I do determines what my future self will be able to do. And I had to do something, or, I would end up, probably homeless. So why are video games so addicting, and how can we use that against them? Well, imagine a stereotypical loser in real life, part 2. If you watched my last video, he probably doesn't have a lot of friends in school. Maybe he's a bit chubby, girls are scared of him. He scares them away. And now imagine he logs on to his video game when he gets home. There he's part of a clan, brotherhood, social connection. Then you find out, he's actually the clan leader, social status. He fights dragons to level up every day. That's purpose, that's mission. The reason video games are so addicting is because they're insanely good at recreating real life goals that men strive for. except in a virtual environment. In real life, men want all of that. They want social connection, they want social status, they want to have a mission, they want to have a purpose. And video games give you all of that, except it's much easier to have those things in the virtual world than in real life. It's much easier to make progress in a video game than in real life. However, achieving something in real life is much more rewarding than achieving something in a video game. Anyone that's achieved something in real life knows this. And because of that, if you don't have anything to work towards, well, honestly, you're kind of living like an NPC. You have no mission. You just go home and do the same routine every day. Sit down, play video games, I don't know, maybe eat some junk food and go to sleep. So let's fix it right now. There's an actionable step. And I know you won't do it because you're a little bitch. Get a piece of paper, I'll wait for you, and write down a goal that you want to accomplish by the end of this month. For example, if you can do like 5 push-ups now, maybe you want to do 20 by the end of the month. Now, don't make it too hard, because if you do, well, since you've never really done this before, you're probably gonna fail. You can't just expect to, I don't know, go to the gym and instantly bench like 215. You have to start with the bar first. So start with the bar, make a simple goal, but don't make it too easy as to where you don't feel anything once you accomplish it. Make it something achievable, but something that will still give you a sense of accomplishment. That's because I want you to experience the feeling of achieving something in real life and compare that to how it feels like in video games. And trust me, once you get that feeling, video games will just seem boring. Alright, I assume you did that. If not, you're a little bit. So after this, we can level up by making harder and harder goals, maybe with shorter time frames, just harder in general. And once you achieve something in real life, you'll never want to go back to video games. Alright, well, honestly, this video might still be a little clickbait because after I started 8th grade, it still took me a decent amount of time to fully cut out video games from my life. But the reason I titled the video like in one day basically is because the change was still so drastic. I went from 6-8 hours a day to basically like an hour a week, if anything. You can't quit any addiction in one day. But what I just talked about is the thing that helped me drastically just like wipe out 80% of it. And the other like 20%, you have to keep working on that until you fully eradicate it. I can't give you a magic formula. I think this is just the start. Well, actually I did give you a magic formula, but it's not gonna happen in a day. You have to put in the work. Yeah, recently, I won't lie, I did play an old nostalgic game during spring break just because I was actually just bored out of my mind. But I got even more bored after half an hour, and after I got obliterated by the hard AI because I thought I was still good. I was not still good. Create goals and achieve them to create the belief that you can actually change your life. Humans are not meant to live like NPCs. We need to have a mission and a purpose that we live by. We can choose one that's in the virtual world, or we can choose one that's in real life. Choose wisely. Alright, go do some push-ups, bro.